Peace and Blessings Collective. It is like the energy is just very high. Continuing off of yesterday, where the energy of newness, that's still the vibe. Like, really grounding into this new reality, realizing that all this work that you've been putting in is actually paying off. There is no, there's no more like hiding, no more questioning, no more like, I don't even know how to explain it, but it's just there's so much peace in the confirmation of this manifestation. Like, there's no question of if you will receive it. Now the question is just when, and it feels like the answer is soon. And the fact that nothing is jumping out is just like that, the confirmation of you already know. You already know what's going on. You already know that your reality has changed drastically, shifted to a point of no return. This is the tower. Like, this is that sudden shift. You're in it, and you realize that. There's no question about that. You are grounded into this new paradigm where everything truly is easy because you allow it to be. You've decided that it is. And that's been kind of the thing all along. Like, you've had this mindset of how hard could it be? Which in general usually would be like a good way to think. Like, oh, how hard could it be? I can do it. But like, how about ask how easy could it be? Because you probably have some resistance even saying it that way, or ask, like, put phrasing it that way. Because I know even I kind of felt a little bit of resistance. And here's that high priestess that came out yesterday. But that literally, it comes with ease. It flows naturally. It flows into you naturally. And there's that Five of Wands where there's a lot of work. And that Five of Pentacles energy keeps coming out. Then 5 is the number of change, and you have two fives right here, 5 5, and then this is 10. So it's giving like you're over the hump. Like, you have done all of this heavy lifting, spent all of this time in solitude, like reflecting. 10 of Swords, another 10, completion, King of Pentacles, 7 of Swords. And the birds may be significant, feathers may be significant, crows specifically may even be significant, and that gives the energy of like ancestral work. The ancestor, if you have been doing any sort of ancestral work, like, this is your confirmation that they are listening, they hear you, they're there, they are protecting you fiercely because you are venerating them, because you are interacting with them, you are feeding them, you're increasing their energy. You're feeding their energy so that they have more energy to work for you. You're doing the work so that they can do their work. And that's the handoff now. Like, you are now out of this 5 of Pentacles, 5 of Wands energy where you have to do so much and be so much and think so much. Like, you don't have to do that anymore. This tower has come. You've entered this new paradigm. You're receiving the downloads. You've walked away from the past, from the old paradigm, from the old things you subscribed to, from the old mindsets you dwelled in, and you are now into your King of Pentacles energy, which is like master manifester, master of bringing of making manifest your desires, like the master of bringing your manifestations into physical reality. Like, that's King of Pentacles energy. And then this 7 of Swords is like boots on the ground. Like, you've done the work, and now you are being, there's a message coming in. Like, this crow is like, hello, knock knock, I'm here to like, you're even like with the feathers coming out of the back, like out of this bag here, it's like you're leaving like a breadcrumb trail, like you. And I think this even came out in a past reading. I know I've like had this thought before. In another 7 of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck, there's a lucky energy here too. But 7 of Pentacles, that's the seeds you've planted have grown. Like, you've been these feathers are like the seeds you've dropped along the way. because the concept I was going to explain before was the idea of like breadcrumbing yourself into like your next phase of life. Like you've seen small signs or confirmations or videos like this where you're receiving a message of confirmation that you've made it, and that you, because you've done the work, you earned it, you deserve it, it's yours. Like you don't have to question that. And I'm seeing on the bottom of the deck the Six of Wands. Celebrate. It's time to celebrate, and you will be celebrated and receive your recognition. Like she is standing in the spotlight, and I'm actually now seeing in this background there's a lot of hands, and I don't know if you're going to be able to see that because the lighting is not amazing, but there's like a lot of hands reaching up as though to say, congratulations, but also it could be hands reaching for you, trying to get some of that energy. Don't allow outside opinions or outside beings energies to siphon off of this energy, because this is big energy. This is strong energy. This is powerful energy, and that type of energy turns heads. It draws attention, both good and bad. Like you're going to receive plenty of attention from this manifestation, and it's going to be your job to make sure that whatever energies end up around you, that you are diligent of like taking care of your spiritual hygiene and making sure that you are auditing your surroundings. Like make sure you know who's around you, and and as well as you can know the intentions of those around you. Eternal charisma. Yeah, so that this like attention is going to be in many ways due to your charismatic way. Like your energy is magnetic, and this eternal charisma, like it's always been that way. You've always been a magnet, but now you have stepped into the paradigm where you are comfortable in that energy. Like you're comfortable knowing that. Like you always knew it, but you were afraid of it. Like you shied away from showing your true personality or showing your authentic self or speaking up when you like. You'll feel like you have something to say, but you'll like talk yourself out of doing it. You'll overthink yourself into inaction essentially, but you're no longer in that place. You're now able to show up fully as yourself with no regrets, with no fear, with no doubt. Defense. Yeah, you've been very defensive, and you've been defensive in the past, like I won't even say unnecessarily, because you became defensive because you needed to defend yourself. But now you've been in a season where you're still carrying that old like paradigm of thinking, feeling like you need to like build a shell around yourself and protect yourself, even though there's no danger around. Like you're on the defense to the point of potentially repelling the things that are for you. And this is like previous, like immediate past energy. And so like the energy originally is you needed to defend yourself. Then you transition to still being defensive from having needed to defend yourself, but no longer needing to defend yourself. And now you're transitioning into being able to discern when you need to defend and when you need to like be open. Like you built the discernment to have balance in that area. Like you're not just letting your guard completely down to the point where where you're vulnerable. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to find all those cards that just fell, but there's 3 of them here. Bottom of the deck is courage, good fortune, union came, romance or like connection came out, and creativity. Was there anything else that fell? Yes. Ooh, a lot of things, I think. Is that it? Hopefully that's it. Otherwise, I'll have to find them later. Happiness, intuition, and karmic justice. Yeah, those energies that you needed to defend yourself from before, they're getting their karmic justice. Like this is just as it is your season to receive your karmic justice for all the good and positive and joy that you put out into the world. Like you are about to get your karmic justice of good fortune. They are getting their karmic justice on the opposite end of the scale. Let's just see if there's any additional energy that wants to make itself known. That's the idea of low magic. And that's the other thing. Like if you have like Like, you might even be a reader yourself. Like, this, in theory, would be like a form of low magic, even though it's more like divination and channeling, but like essentially using your earthly resources for divinatory or spiritual or essentially magical uses, like mirror. You're going to have people mirror to you the energy that you deserve. You will have like-minded energies mirroring to you your own vibration, and that's why it's so important for you to maintain your home frequency, so that when you are being mirrored to, the reflection is what you desire to receive. Let's see. Low magic, literally, work with the elements. Somebody here needs to like release the stigma they have around magic, essentially, like around maybe like herb working with herbs, make candle magic, crystals, all of those things, like the things that people have like. Oh, money came out. I was about to tuck it away, but there's money. Money is coming. But there's like an energy of feeling, you know, like either it's too trendy, or like you're afraid of being judged, or you're afraid people are going to think less of you or think less of your like intelligence, maybe, which is honestly, that feels like a mirror. That's crazy. That mirror's back on the bottom of the deck as I'm saying that. But that feels like a mirror to me as well. Because like I've been in that place where I felt like if I expressed how I won't even say how I feel, but how I live. Because this is how I live. Like this is a regular part of my life. It's like interacting with the divine, be it through cards or just like intuitively, naturally. Because intuition came out here. Intuition right here. Like you relying on and living in my intuitive abilities, my intuitive gifts, my spiritual gifts, things of that nature. Like there was a time where I felt like I couldn't express those things publicly or talk about them or like share them in professional spaces because it felt unprofessional. It felt like I was going to be judged. Like I felt those things, but those aren't my feelings. That wasn't my own energy. Like that, I had to alchemize that perspective, that mindset into encouragement to dig deeper, because you feel drawn to it, and you are feeling all of these adverse reactions to whatever it is, because it's going to be different for everybody. Like I'm using the example of like of the magic and the intuitive works and all these things, but to make it more broad, there's things that you have a draw towards that you feel like, oh, the market's oversaturated, this and that and the third, and you're just coming up with all these excuses for why you can't be into it or shouldn't be into it or can't go forward with it. None of that, like, have the courage to go forward, because you wouldn't have the desire if it wasn't meant for you. Like literally it's that easy. Like you would not have the desires that you have if you were not meant to receive and manifest those desires. And that's that King of Pentacles energy, manifesting your desires. If you feel like you don't deserve your desires, you're not going to receive them. That's going to block you from manifesting. Even if you think like you want it, but if you don't feel like you deserve it, or you feel like there's all these reasons why you shouldn't have it, it's not going to magically show up. I mean, and literally, because it is. If you believe it will magically show up, it will magically show up. But because you are, like, if you're sitting in a place of, I have to do and be all these other things that I am not in order for me to have this thing, that's going to be the truth. That's going to be your truth because you believe it to be true. You get to choose what you believe. Your outer reality is shaped by your inner beliefs. So audit your beliefs. I said audit the people around you. Audit your beliefs. Do your beliefs serve you in this season? If they do, cool. If they don't, they gotta go. It's time to rewire and ground. And in the beginning of this message, I was talking to people that like knew that, and you do know that. And it might have been through the course of hearing the confirmation that you're like, I do know, but like, is it real? Do I believe it? Believe it. And it is true. If like You are the creator and co-creator of your reality, because you come from the creator. You are a part of creation. Therefore, we are all one. It's all one. Your beliefs shape your reality. And I want this, yeah, because it's getting, when I get to the point of like wanting to say like it is what it is and is and is, that's when I know that this is like a message of like ascension. This is a message beyond like beyond words, truly, but like more so beyond like the earthly confines of what reality is. So this is the Ascension Oracle, and I just want to see final messages here for this ascended collective. Empowerment 15. I'm gonna read the book on that. Be empowered. You are empowered. Okay. So it starts with a quote. Feeling the oneness of yourself with all things is true love. Eckhart Tolle. True power comes not from the external. Instead, it is sourced from your direct ability to connect to the divine within you. When your source of power is coming from your internal connection to the infinite, all illusions of separation are disintegrated. When you draw on the wisdom of the power from this source of oneness, your actions and choices are aligned with integrity and truth. You become a clear instrument of light and a living embodiment of love. Through this source of empowerment, you strengthen your light body and attune yourself to the vibration of love. No longer do you live your life through the cloudiness of the human lens. Instead, I literally was just saying, it's beyond this earthly reality. You live from a place of clarity, a space beyond the polarities of illusions of duality. Loved one, merge entirely into this space of oneness. Attune your frequencies to this universal source for harmony in all areas of your life. Harmony came out yesterday as well. Exercise. Take time out to meditate. Connect to your inner light and power. Amplify this energy through gratitude. Gratitude magnetizes abundance. Affirmation. I am empowered through the knowing. I am one with the divine source of love. I am empowered through the knowing. I am one with the divine source of love. And this card is associated with all the chakras. Be empowered. Stand in your power. Your power comes from within. It is innate. You were born with it. And now you are ready to what I want was show it to the world, but really just stop thinking you're hiding it from the world, because you haven't hidden it. Those that see you have always seen you. Now you see you. Wishing you an abundant ascension, and I will see you in the next video.